Cryptic Media TV.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cryptic coming at you with another news story. So this one, again, is in relation to police corruption / police brutality. It seems to be a reoccurring theme. I know I said that on my last video. I'm going to say it again because it's more rife than I actually thought. This one falls under the category of police brutality rather than police corruption. Anyways, let's crack on with the story. So this is from the BBC News website. The headline reads, Claire Parry death, PC Timothy Brehmer jailed for manslaughter. A police officer who strangled a mother of two after she exposed their affair to his wife has been jailed. Timothy Brehmer killed nurse Claire Parry, 41, after they met in a pub car park in Dorset on May the 9th, 2020. The two had been involved in a secret relationship for more than 10 years, a trial at Salisbury Crown Court heard. Brehmer, 41, who admitted manslaughter and was acquitted of murder by a jury on Tuesday, has been jailed for 10.5 years. The trial heard Mrs. Parry, who was married to another Dorset Police officer, met the defendant outside the Horns Inn in West Parley to confront him about another of his extramarital affairs. Mrs. Parry took hold of his phone before sending a text to his wife saying, "I am cheating on you." Brehmer of Hordle, Hampshire, said he had strangled Mrs. Parry by accident during a kerfuffle in his car and that his arm must have slipped in all the melee. Now, I'm just going to interject here. It's a bit of a light and fluffy way to describe the death of this lady, isn't it? A kerfuffle. I don't know where that terminology came in, whether or not it was in his interview or his court case, but a kerfuffle, really. I mean, getting the wrong slipper on the wrong foot, that's a kerfuffle. Opening a packet of Skittles too fast and spilling some on the floor, that's a bit of a kerfuffle. Strangling someone to the point of death, that's not a kerfuffle. Mrs. Parry from Bournemouth died in hospital the following day from a brain injury caused by a compression of the neck. Sorry guys, gonna have to interject again. When I was doing some research on this article, I did find another article in relation to the same story from the Metro that actually discloses a little bit more about the extent of the injuries. In the second line of the story, it states, PC Timothy Brehmer is accused of throttling Claire Parry with such force that he broke a bone in her neck. Not a kerfuffle. I'm unsure why the BBC chose to omit that information in their story. Continuing with their story, Mr. Justice Jacobs told Brehmer he was sentencing him on the basis you lost your self-control following the sending of a text message to your wife where the affair was revealed, rather than on the basis that you had no intention to kill or cause really serious harm. I am sure that you did deliberately take Claire Parry by the neck, applying significant force with your forearm or the crook of your elbow for a period of time while she struggled against you, thereby causing severe neck injuries, the judge added. The evidence from the pathologist was that those injuries, which she described as severe on a scale of mild, moderate or severe, resulted from the application of significant force to the neck for a period of a minimum of 10 to 30 seconds and possibly longer. She said it was difficult to envisage a situation where a struggle in the car imparted the necessary degree of force or could explain the extent and severity of the neck injuries. Brehmer told the trial he had left the car without realising Mrs. Parry was poorly. Kerfuffle. However, the judge said, as a trained police officer, it must have been obvious that Mrs. Parry was not breathing. Yet you did nothing to try and help Claire Parry, Mr. Justice Jacobs added. You did not ask her how she was. That was because you knew how she was. You could not have possibly thought, as you said in the police interview, that she was simply taking a breath. You must have known that her body had gone limp after your assault on her. Before you walked to the car park entrance, you must have seen how she was, hanging half out of the car. Mrs. Parry's husband, Andrew, said he was incredibly disappointed with the verdict and branded Brehmer a well-practiced liar. He has shown himself, as the trial exposed, to be consistently dishonest, deceitful and devious, he added. Claire was a caring nurse practitioner who helped many people in a career of over 20 years. She was a loving family member and a doting mother who leaves behind 2 young children. That's sad. Her energy and enthusiasm for life were infectious, and our lives are poorer without her in them. Mr. Parry previously told the court Brehmer was the worst kind of thief and described the pain of telling their children that their mother was dead. It was a psychological weight crushing down on my chest, he said. Dorset Police said Brehmer had been sacked at a misconduct hearing held on 16th of September 2020. He was also placed on the National Police barred list. Chief Constable James Vaughan said for a serving officer to take the life of another in this way is incomprehensible. So it's a bit of a morbid story, this one. I did manage to find this video of PC Brehmer just after the incident.
Get him in the ambulance. Let's get him in the ambulance. You don't need to be out here. You always can move.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Get him in there.
Get him in there.
We'll leave the questioning to you guys. We'll just medically look at it and go from that way. Yeah, no problem. I'm going to check his. We're going to stand up.
You want some hand? Do you want a hand there, Tim? I think we might need. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Let me help. Control, Tim. Tell me that. Leave it there. Top. I've just obviously, because I've been listening to what's been said, I've written down what you said to me, what's been said, alright? When we were first got here, when I first saw you outside, you were asked by the paramedics what was happening. You said something similar to, I was having an affair with her, she got me to meet her here, she was going to tell my wife. And then just now, when you've given the paramedic a bit more of the details, but female arrived. Right there.
Sorry.
Yeah. Female arrived after me and jumped in my car. She was so angry. She was going to tell my wife we were having an affair for years. She was going through my phone. I don't remember what happened. She was going through my phone. I think she told my wife I was going to drive off and kill myself. The wounds were caused by a penknife in my car. I've had it for years. Don't remember what happened. Just felt it go in, I think, 3 times. If you're happy, that's basically what you've said to the paramedic. Obviously not word for word. If I can get you to sign your life away for us there, please. Alright, Tim. As you said, you're going to get arrested. At the moment, I'm arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. You don't have to say anything, but it may mention my question. Somebody there at Ryan Court. Anything you do say may be given as evidence, okay? Obviously, we're going to let paramedics take you down to hospital, get you all checked out first. And obviously, you know the process from there, alright? Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's alright. That's fine. We'll get you down to the hospital so we can get you all checked out, and then we can do it from there, alright?
It's a strange one, admittedly. I mean, if you look in the video, he has a bandage around his arm. And sorry, I should have mentioned earlier in the story, as I was doing research, I found another article that states he had a pocket knife on him and he stabbed himself in the arm, or he slashed himself in the arm. I'll put the link in the description if you want to read that part of the story. So clearly he's had a mental breakdown. In this case, really, I feel sorry for the children who are now motherless, and even the husband of the deceased. He had nothing but nice words to say about her, despite the fact she was cheating on him. And of course, Mrs. Parry, regardless of what she was getting up to in terms of extramarital activities, PC Brehmer had no right to play judge and jury with her life, you know, whether an accident or not. In any instance, may she rest in peace, and my condolences go out to the entire family. And also the police officer's family. I'm sure that their name will be dragged through the mud due to Mr. Brehmer's actions. Interesting to note that I did get 10.5 years for manslaughter, and another article I managed to find states jail term for PC who strangled lover to be reviewed amid complaint it was unduly lenient. So he might even get more time for that. But I'm sure with good behaviour he'll be out after half of his sentence. But I suppose that's all dependent on whether or not he stays out of further kerfuffles while inside. That's that for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Also, I just want to say a quick thank you to all my subscribers, old and new, for all the support I've received recently. It's massively appreciated. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, as it would go a long way to helping me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you all soon.